update time, it's accountability time, and I wanted to just speak a little bit about rituals. I don't know if you're anything like me, but when I sit down to write, I open my computer, I check my email, I quickly look at Facebook, then somebody's email, I need to reply to an email, then I open my Word document, which is really where the magic is happening on my page, and I'm getting ready to write, and then it's 30 minutes later and I find myself sweeping the garden, got leaves, I'm looking at a plant, garden bed I want to plant. I've got my second cup of coffee. I've actually tidied the house. I've gone through the linen. I've repacked it. And how much writing have I done? Zero, diddly squat, nothing. So what we all need as writers and as creative people in the world is there is a time and a place in which you have to signify through a ritual that you're moving out of your normal life, particularly if you are sitting and writing from home and you're going into the world of story. It is easier if you go away. When we take writers on retreat, that is a ritual. You arrive and the commitment and the space you're in is to write. But when we're working at home or wherever we are, this is difficult. Most writers you will find start to create those things that signal to the brain, to the body, to the world outside, leave me alone right now. So in the olden days, your Hemingways would have the large glass of whiskey. Writers love drinking. Somehow they think it brings out the creative flavors. But for me, I find a few things. So I always equate my writing in the morning. I like to sit down. I like to close my door. I open my computer. I shut down everything else. I actually close my package. I close my email. I close all these notifications that will come in. I turn off my phone. Very importantly, I tell whoever's in my house, do not disturb me, because I know that I've only got 5 hours. So I also equate writing with coffee. So there I have my beautiful cup of coffee. I have a big bottle of water. And when I start, I also tell myself I won't stand up until I've got to a certain target. And my target is often a chapter. So I like to say when I finish chapter 2, I'll take a break as a reward. So I'm just inviting you to create for yourself something that takes you into this. And we call it often building a bridge. We're building a bridge from the world of normality, the ordinary world, into the world of story. And that is the bridge the hero must walk. And that is the bridge the writer must walk. So it may be lighting a candle. You may want to put your incense on. You may want to put music on. I know one of my favorite writers, the young adult author Sarah J. Maas, has this playlist. She created a playlist for each of her characters. And it's a dystopian fantasy, and she puts her music on. She has her coffee. She has a hot blanket with her, and then she starts. So the very first thing is to encourage you that. Otherwise, you know what? The day will have passed and the next day will have passed and you would have done very little, but you would have maybe done a lot of emailing, a lot of Facebook, a lot of calls, a lot of connection, a lot of dishwashing, whatever else is your personal work avoidance behavior. Right. Moving on from creating rituals, I want to talk about 2 rules that are in my rule pack and one that isn't. So the first one I want to speak about is to write a scene in a sitting, and that really links to what I've just spoken about. When you sit down, after all this fluff and flapping and flapping around has ended, be sure you complete something. That you sit down, you dive in, you go all the way to the end, and then you can stand up and walk away. Often with novelists, we always encourage you to finish that scene, and then look at your scene list. What scene's coming up? Leave it. Put it into your subconscious the whole day while you're doing your rest of your stuff, your gym, your training, you're working, whatever. That scene is playing out. So when you sit down, I'm doing chapter 3 or scene 32. You're not sitting there with an empty page. Those characters were spoken to you throughout the process, through your subconscious. So that's a rule I want to tease out. The second one is such an important rule, and I really encourage you all to hold yourself to this, is not to read any books that are similar to the book you are writing or the screenplay you're writing. Don't watch those things. Why do I say this? Because it's going to mess you up. All you're going to think is, but they did it in such a clever way. Their tone is better. They have better ideas than me. Oh, the way they've structured their book, I think mine's wrong. I'm going to go back. I want to do it like they did. I like the way they ask questions. I like the way they speak to the reader. Cut that out. Don't read anything like it. So you're welcome to read anything else, any other genre, but nothing throughout this whole process similar to what you are writing. You can do a little bit of research, and in your emails, you're going to get those tasks to just look down somebody's contents list, look how they framed their back cover blurb, but please don't dive in. Keep your creative integrity in this process. This is your book. This is your message. And there are millions of other books on the same topic out there. Does not matter. Keep it pure. Don't dilute your thought process. Stay with what you know to be true with this story you want to tell and this book you need to write. The last one is not actually a rule, but I'm actually going to add this to my rules, and that is the rule: stop researching. I can't tell you how many times people come on these mentorships. They have worked in this field for 10, 20, 30 years. They know everything really there is about this field to know. And what do they spend 4 months doing? Researching. Put that aside. If there's something that you don't know, that's not in your head right now, it's got no place in your book. And also to just put your mind at ease, the things you may want to add. Let's say you want to bring in stats and statistics. Maybe you want to bring in beautiful quotes from people in the field or philosophers or poets later down the line. These are things you will add later. Don't be looking for the little things now. Apart from your beautiful poem and your inspirational guides that you put up on your vision boards, don't be looking for the little fluffy beauty feathers that you're going to add to your book. You are not looking for that now. That is a second draft, third draft edit where you add these quirky things in. All you're looking right now to do is put the information in the right place. So researching over, you know it. You by all means go look back at your diaries, your own research, your own stuff you've lived, your notes. But I don't want you, how many facts and figures and you need to pull in and what this person said and what that person said. Leave that for now. For now. Happy writing. I look forward to seeing your updates, and I will share some more rules with you going forward.